not very far away from our neighbors.
Actually, we have a problem. We need to be careful. We need to be not worried, but we need to be concerned and alert. But because in the cartoon today of the Daily Nation, they are putting Museveni on call with Suruhu, asking, what next should I do, right? Now, look at that. Now, there are people who suspect that some very senior leaders in this country are the ones who are coaching Suruhu, Samia Suruhu, right? In this country, right? Now, the people in this country, they are being coached by Museveni. So it's a style, you know, he coaches, Museveni coaches Kenya, then Kenya coaches Suruhu. And then they have maybe teleconference calls, like, you know, every 1 week to look at the notes and all that. That's what people believe in this country. So, you know, if you want to solve a problem, first of all, understand, you must divine it very well. That is a problem. And the problem is, I like the way Susion is talking here, like he's a main advisor to the elections in next year. He is not. There are people who are capable of doing exactly that in this country. We must be realistic. There are people who are capable of doing exactly that, act as a matter of fact. Not only do they have the intention of doing exactly that next year, but also extend the term of government, of their limits, like Kagame, like Museveni. That is what is in their mind. So we must be very clear. There are people who are looking at 27 like our cover before they go to the bigger issue of extending their terms. So having known that, what do we do? One, I want to respectively say, it is so unfortunate. Let me tell you for it. 2025. You know, people like Dr. Kiza BCJ has been in police cells for the last, I think, 2 years since he was abducted here. It is seriously bad. People across the world, I don't know where they are, residents of Rwanda. That is why sometimes Western countries look at us and they laugh. They're like, these are just like monkeys. You know, the kind of things that we do here. And then we go begging IMF, World Bank. You know, it's inconceivable. So what am I saying? One, it's extremely, Fred, we as Kenyans, don't get extremely concerned. I said here on the issue of Tanzania. If we just say, oh, that is Tanzania. Remember we said here many people lost their property. Others, of course, were killed, Kenyans. Others were arrested. Others were not able to do the cross-border trade. The same thing with Uganda. We need to be concerned because whatever happens to your neighbor, it can happen home. That's a fact. But what do we do now? Fred, we have to tell our people to be extremely conscious, extremely alert. The only luck we have, and we thank God for the Kenya's democracy, is that we have a reasoning judiciary. When the executive and the legislature goes to bed, the only arm of government left for this country, I will repeat this again, is the judiciary. We want to be very, very alert to make sure, one, the issue of the electoral reforms. Because the issue of Smartic, you saw it the other day, you know, the issue of Smartic, who owns it, already there are issues that already they have corrupted the system, okay? The issue of the system and all that is for us to check everything. And where we cannot get answers from IBC, we are going to go to court, make sure the technical issues are solved, and then the consciousness of the people. And I want to suggest the way people have said, please, kindly Kenyans, I have talked to people last week. People are full of fear. I want to tell Kenyans today, looking at the eye, we were here in 2022. As yet we are afraid. President Ruto overcame what I would call deep state, yeah, you know, the state and all those powers to get votes. He never stole one vote. We were there. People voted in, and the votes were counted. So I want to suggest today, the same way the president used to say, there's no deep state, there's no system, there's no NIS ladder. The same thing happens. Please, Kenyans, let us prepare to go and vote. Let's count the votes at the polling station. Let us announce it. And feel, then, for example, the power of the people, Fred, is what will help us.
Do you feel that what is happening with our neighbors could, in a way, create or prompt some lethargy in the Kenyan voter?
What it is doing as we speak, we must be realistic. That's why we have to address it. What is happening in Tanzania, what is happening in Uganda is a very big issue for concern. Now, that is why we need to up our political communication and tell people, excuse me guys, we are the, you know, we are the leaders in the region. We cannot, you know, we cannot degenerate to what is happening. Let us show we are the big people who can do this differently. And of course, everybody respects Kenya for that. You know, the issue of democracy, the issue of the 2010 constitution, the issue of the being from a VP to a DP. What we need to sell to our people, Fred, is hope and tell them, wait a minute, we must rise above. We must be the beacon of Africa that we have been. How do we do it? Like you said, please come out to vote. Let your vote count. let it be counted at the polling center, and we announce the results immediately.
Because the feeling, Bwana Fwamba, is that these electoral processes in this region do not work. Yeah, that it doesn't work in Tanzania.